If you have questions for Jacob, go ahead and put your hands up. And we'll start with Jake and then Jared. Jacob, thanks for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Of course.
Jacob, I'm Jake. So good to meet another Jake out there. I just wanted to ask you, what's your background? Who are you? Introduce yourself to BYU fans.
I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I went to Highland High School, and then following high school, I went on a mission to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. After that, I came down to BYU in 2019, where I decided to walk onto the football team. Been with them ever since. Started as a wide receiver, got moved around a little bit, and found my way to the nickel position.
So were you an offensive player in high school? What's your background just in terms of where you played at the high school level, et cetera?
So in high school, I played running back and corner. When I initially walked on, I showed up to tryouts, and there were a lot of DBs, and a lot of the running backs were pretty big dudes. So I decided to try out wide receiver, which was a position that I've never played before. So coaches saw something in me, was able to make it on as a wide receiver. And like I said, kind of made the switch this past year to nickel. So
what was that last game like with all the opportunities you had?
It was really cool. I had been able to play a little bit on special teams this season. I've had a few reps on defense here and there, but to get the start was really fun. A lot of energy. It was cool to be out there flying around. Was able to, get into a little bit of a rhythm out there, and so I was really grateful for the opportunity.
You faced a pretty good offense last week, no doubt, Washington State. But now you got to turn around and get ready for an offense that's been one of the best in the country this year. Talk about preparing for Virginia.
Yeah, for sure. We have a big challenge in front of us. We have some really good wide receivers, especially. And so this week we really need to be dialed in with just our technique and our coverages and things like that. So every day we have to practice is really important.
Okay, we have questions next from Jay Drew and then Mitch Harper.
Hey, Jacob, I'm always fascinated by guys who grew up in Utah, Utes country, like Ben Bywater and yourself, how they ended up at BYU. What was that like for you? Were you always a BYU fan, or why did you end up walking on at BYU instead of up there on the hill?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really have any offers out of high school to play football, so I never really thought it was in the cards for me. My whole family is mostly Utah fans. While I was on my mission, I applied to both schools, Utah and BYU, and just decided to come down to BYU so that I could kind of do my own thing, live away from home. And so that was kind of the reason why I decided to go to BYU. And then as far as playing football, I don't know, saw a flyer for walk-on tryouts, thought it'd be fun. So here I am.
So weren't you the gunner kind of, and now that you're playing, are you still going to be the gunner, or are you going to be more of a everyday defensive player?
Yeah, I still have my roles on special teams. I'm on kickoff and punt and sometimes punt return or things like that. So special teams is still something that I'm able to contribute on.
And then you're playing ahead of some scholarship guys. How do you explain, or what do you attribute your rapid rise to basically the role you have? What do you attribute it?
I'm not sure. I think for the past couple of years, I've been working really hard. Obviously, there have been some changes just with people getting injured or moving positions and things like that. And so I think just a combination of the work that I've put in these past couple of years and then just some recent opportunities have given me the chance to be able to get some more playing time on the field.
Jacob, what was the moment like when you found out that you were going to be in the starting 11 against Washington State?
It's pretty cool. Definitely a little nervous, but I felt like overall my week was pretty similar. I prepared the same way that I would normally prepare for the games and things like that. And when it came time to play, obviously leading up to the game, had some butterflies, but as soon as I started playing, kind of went away and sort of dialed in a little bit. So pretty
When
cool.
did you find out in the week that you were going to start?
They had mentioned it earlier in the week, like Monday or Tuesday. Nothing was really for sure though until like Thursday and Friday. So kind of had an idea. Definitely thought that I would be getting some substantial playing time, but didn't really know for sure that I was starting until like Thursday or Friday before the game.
And do you expect going forward that this is now going to be a mainstay, this base package with the nickel going forward, you being in the starting lineup?
I mean, we'll see. We change quite a bit depending on who our opponent is. There have been games where the nickel position has gotten a lot of reps, and there's been games where the nickel position has gotten hardly any reps. So I think that all just kind of depends on who we're going up against. But hopefully I'll be able to see the field a little bit more going forward.
Awesome. Jacob, again, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for
Hey,
having me.
Jay, could I just ask you, did your family come? Were they able to make it up there to see the first start?
They did not. No,
Okay.
it's the first game they missed.
Thanks.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys.
Sorry, Duff. Just wanted to get that in.
Oh,
there.
no problem. No problem. Up next, we have Pepe. He'll be joining us briefly here in a minute.